So, welcome to the section on the choices you have for your cleanse. Hopefully, you'll be listening to this before you do the intake. The intake is going to be a process where you will speak to one of our specialists in detox, and we will guide you to have an individual detox that suits you and your condition the best. So here we're just going to suggest to you some of the options that you may want to have some time considering before you do your intake. Most of the detoxes we offer are what we call the complete cleanse. So the complete cleanse is full fasting with no food. Our type of detox involves a lot of binders or what we call psyllium shakes. And these are going to absorb the toxins out of your body, as well as be very high fiber that are going to allow you to not feel hungry during a cleanse. You are going to have one green juice during the day for your nutrition and one soup during the day for your nutrition. And this is what we call a complete cleanse. We also have an option for those of you who have never fasted before, or perhaps are coming from a pretty unhealthy lifestyle and unhealthy eating habits, and you feel the complete cleanse is too much for you. We have an option for gentle cleanse, which is basically the same. All it involves, though, is one simple vegetable meal a day, in addition to your green juice, your fiber shakes, and a vegetable broth. So for those of you who are feeling intimidated about a complete cleanse, no worry. On the intake, we are going to discuss with you what you would prefer to do, depending on your condition, the amount of energy you need to have during your working day, and again, the level of toxins in your body. If you are very toxic, a gentle cleanse for the first cleanse might be your wisest choice. So again, just consider this for yourself. Do you want to do a complete cleanse, or you want to do a cleanse with just one meal a day? And again, that is only vegetables. So that is your first choice that you're going to make on this cleanse. The next choice we're going to ask you to consider is, are you interested in doing an overlay? So an overlay means in addition and on top of your regular cleanse, which involves your fiber shakes, your green juice, your broth and herbs to help you cleanse and have full nutrition, you also can target your cleanse to either focus on liver, heavy metals, candida, or parasites. So we suggest you have a look at this. You do have information PDFs to look over to see if you are likely to have any of these conditions. We're also going to let you know during the intake by looking at your tongue and asking you specific questions whether any of the above are indicated. So the liver is usually needing attention in our modern world. So even if you're doing a general cleanse and you feel you're generally good, I would suggest looking at your liver as a general subject of extra care, because it filters our blood and it filters everything we breathe and eat and put on our skin. And there's usually a backlog, no matter how healthy our lifestyle. So our liver overlay program is for you if you're in a polluted city, if you eat a lot of fried foods or cheese or processed foods, if you've been exposed to lots of toxic chemicals or mold. How you can tell you got a bit of a challenged liver is it may feel tender in this bottom of your right ribs area. So my ribs are here, and it's the bottom underneath your ribs on the right hand side. If you are sensitive to oily foods or high protein foods, you tend to bloat immediately after eating. That could indicate poor bile flow or liver conditions. If you have very bad smelling stools, if you have constipation alternating with diarrhea, if you have skin conditions or eye issues, or feel angry or irritated as a general emotional backdrop, you may consider focusing on your liver. Again, there are PDFs and videos that can go deeper into the subject. If another one we have is the Parasite cleanse. This is very common if you travel, and even if you don't travel, we pick up a lot of parasites from our pets, from uncooked pork, and sometimes from vegetables that have not been properly washed. So, parasites are often associated with clenching your teeth and grinding them at night, sometimes drooling at night, stomach pains or intestinal cramping, gas, general indigestion, possibly anal itching, mood swings, and general tiredness and anemia. Often you can get strong sugar cravings or meat cravings if you happen to have meatworms. These are indications that you may have parasites. Again, there are hundreds or even thousands of types of parasites. You can look at our parasite section for more information about this. But if you are curious about any of this, please mention it during your intake. Another one we have is the Candida cleanse. This is very common, particularly with women, where the Candida yeast has an overgrowth. Now, we will be able to suggest you do our Candida home test, which is very simple. That's shown in our PDF file. And during the intake, we will have a look at your tongue and we can tell indications towards Candida for this. But one of the general indications are that you're tired, you may have skin or nail fungus, joint pain, but mainly it's this mind fog and sugar craving with bloating, especially after sugar, and for women, thrush. So again, if you feel any of this applies to you, please talk to us during your intake. The heavy metal detox is very, very important. We all are exposed to a lot of heavy metals, slightly more difficult to pinpoint as it is an underlying cause of a lot of chronic inflammation, chronic undiagnosed health conditions. So if you live in a big city or have lived in a big city or near an airport or train station or big highway, you will get a lot of heavy metals coming through. If you're in an area where there's a lot of pesticide spraying over crops, even though it's not particularly heavy metals, this heavy metal detox also works to chelate, which means pulls out not only heavy metals, but also pesticides and more challenging toxins that are difficult for the body to eliminate. In a general cleanse, we can use specific herbs to target and pull out from the deeper tissues during our heavy metal cleanse. It really affects our nervous system. So one of the indicators is numbness or tingling, particularly in the fingers or toes. Again, low grades of heavy metal poisoning are quite difficult to detect. Higher grades are very, very dangerous to our body. If we have thyroid issues, for example, this is often considered to do a heavy metal detox will be beneficial for you. So again, do look at this as an option. Read the information we have. Go ahead and download the particular specific videos we have for each of these overlay programs. And please talk to us during your intake process for this. So that's for the overlays. Another choice that you have in your cleanse is whether you do an enema or an implant, or even a professional colonic with a colonic machine, which you can schedule in your local area. As we're offering home detoxes, this is going to be a choice for you, and our package does include a 2-liter enema packet. There is going to be a separate video on how to prepare this and how to do an enema, the application process. So we will give you and provide you the coffee enema bag, which is 2 liters. A colonic that we offer in-house is more like a 5-gallon. So there's a huge amount of difference in volume of water. However, a 2-liter enema is highly effective in removing the toxic plaque and the waste products in the colon. The contraindications for the enema is if you have severe hemorrhoids or you have a hernia in the large intestines, or you have ulcers that are bleeding in the colon. This would indicate us for not giving you the enema, and we would suggest the alternate, which is an implant. We have separate videos. An implant, to describe these, the implant is just 100 milliliters. It's going to allow you to get the coffee into your system to do all the good work it does and to stimulate a bowel movement to cleanse your colon out. So again, we will be talking about this on the intake. If you want time to consider it beforehand, it is useful. Another reason some people don't want to do enemas or colonics is because they don't want to wash out the beneficial bacteria they already have in their gut. Now, I can totally relate with this. The reason we offer a series of enemas is so you can go into a deep cleanse of the gut and then take your 3 to 5 day post cleanse, or really it's mainly post enema, um, very, very carefully and use very wisely to reestablish all the gut bacteria you may have depleted during a series of enemas or colonics. But if you're in a place where you've had bad experiences before and you just feel you do not want to do enemas or colonics, then we have the implant for you, which does not disturb your gut bacteria in any way, and you will still get a lot of the benefits of a colon cleansing. Again, please look at our individual videos for more information regarding this. So on your intake, you have all the information you need to make the choice whether you're doing the regular enema, which most people do, or the implant. Another thing that we like to look for you to take care of during your individual intake process is just to look at your bowel movements. Be aware, as you will notice in our questionnaire, how regular are you in going to the toilet to eliminate feces. If you are not going every day, we're going to say that you are constipated, and we will advise you in the intake to do some preparations to make sure your bowels are working. We will either give you and send you extra herbs to give you a purge, or give you extra herbs to take during your cleanse, so we can make sure that this system of eliminating toxins is working well. Again, in the section of how to prepare for your cleanse, we're also going to talk briefly about this, how to make sure your gut is working optimally, so those toxins are moving through your body and out. So when you do a cleanse, you are going to be able to eliminate smoothly and easily and not have a backlog of toxins in your system. Again, during the interview, we are going to look at your questionnaire and any specific health conditions we are going to talk about. And if we need to adjust your cleanse, we will do. So I hope this information was helpful for you before you go ahead and do your intake, and so you have time to consider what you may want to do about these choices. And please do schedule our intake soon. As soon as your intake is complete, we can send the package off to you and you can start preparing for your detox. Congratulations on taking this step, and we hope you enjoy this amazing, life-changing, transformational time.